Hi friends, I'm Tammy K. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are painting something very fast, very simple. Basically one layered peonies, and I took a reference photo. I decided to create a little simple bouquet, and today we talk a little bit about gratitude as we paint. Are you ready to join me? So here are the Meeden products I'm working with today. I've got their 100% cotton watercolor paper, and it's very similar to the Academy brand and the Baohong, which is actually the same brand. So I've already been using Academy. I'm really excited about this. And then I've got some of their brushes. Here's a whole set, but I'm just using these two today. And they sent me this really cute ceramic watercolor palette with their paints. So anyway, let's get to it. Okay, we are spraying down our palette. Now I've given this a day to be able to, for this paint right out of the tube to just kind of chill and dry out, which is what we want. So we are doing a very loose watercolor floral situation here, and you can see a little bit of my reference here to the side. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm actually going to just start doing some of these flowers. So I've got a variation. I'm gonna leave the white of the center open as well, and then we can add in our center later once everything is dry. So I'm just kind of, it's a really loose style here. So I'm gonna dip in, grab some water, and just start creating some fluffiness. I have a variation of colors, and I'm wanting to create a really nice layered look. If you want some red, you can add that in. And I'm just keeping it really loose, really light, and then dipping in my water just to grab some color, or sorry, grab some water and then squeegee off the brush on the side. And that gets rid of a lot of our color here that we have on our brush so that we can create some lighter versions of these petals. And so I can even take some of the darker paint, touch down, and create some texture and some variation in the color and let that spread and just get really pretty. All right, adding in another layer here. I do want to take some of that paint, fill in maybe some of the white space, but I'm leaving white space so that we can show a fluffiness of these petals. Now we have rows in the back, so I'm just gonna etch in some of these. I'm just scrubbing the brush, dabbing, and creating, some extra rows behind that first layer there. So sometimes if you have too much white space, you can take it out, and, adding white space in, again, not an option. So just be mindful of that as you're creating your florals. So now we have this one here. It's a bit of a purpley color, and I'm just really quickly, I don't see a lot of that middle, so I'm leaving, a smaller amount. Adding in some more water. You can make it a little bit thicker if you want to here. And so just kind of being really easy with it. I love taking that fresh water, which of course it does have some paint, and just adding some other rows of petals that are lighter, that are fluffy, that are billowy. Creating the different values is really beautiful and fun to do. So when you leave that white space, you're going to be more aware, adding in some red here, more aware of the fact that these are all layers of petals. So now we've got a large center and just some pretty petals around it. So I'm gonna do that one next. This beautiful reddish pink color. You can see I'm really not overthinking this. Add another layer. I just want this to be light and loose and pretty. Okay, so now we've got 1, 2, 3. We can do another third one right here. I'm going to take that same reddish pinky color, and we're seeing a lot of layers here. Very little center. It's in the back, a lot of layers, and we're just accomplishing that by just dabbing the brush. Remember, these layers, if you're at the right angle, you're just going to see kind of the tips of those petals, not the broad side, and so it's going to look kind of like this rounded shape with lots of various little C-curve shapes and things here. And then take your water and spread things out as you would like. So there are 6 florals on here, according to what I'm looking at over here, but I'm gonna grab some of this cadmium yellow to add it in here, just kind of a peachy color. So I think I'm just gonna do 5. Look at that, I'm kind of running out of space. And I'm gonna do maybe some more specific petal shapes here. Teardrop shapes, we might call them, right? A little bit of that. And as you are doing this today, I want you to check in with yourself. We're doing that second row. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Has this been a good week? Has it been a challenging week? And I want you just to think about how you can practice gratitude. I do talk about gratitude a lot here. We're gonna grab some yellow. Now I've got a smaller brush here, and we're going to start adding in the fun centers of these florals. What can you be grateful for in this week? If it's been a really tough week, what has been good? If we focus on the good things, we end up feeling a lot better. We end up feeling more healthy and strong, versus if we think about all the bad things that happened, even if they did occur. Let's do a few little dots here for the stamen. And so what is your focus going to be on? The bad that happened, the challenges, or the good things through the challenges? What you focus on is going to dictate how you feel. And so I encourage you to find some moments where you felt good, where things were good, and recount some of those experiences in your mind. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this here. I'm going to add a second layer of stamen in the back. And, just trying a little bit of different methods for the middle parts. Now you can get some pretty concentrated paint. I have to say, I'm really loving the Meeden watercolor paints here. And if you guys are interested in checking them out and getting a 10% discount, you can click the links in my profile in the description here is what I meant to say. And you can get your discount if you purchase these. They are my affiliated links as well, and I'm really digging the paint. This is a student grade, but it's beautiful. So it's going on smoothly, it's vibrant, pretty excited about it. This is the first time doing a tutorial with the paints, and I am really happy with it. Like I said, I already used the Academy paper, so the same type of brand of paper, and with a different name. And also I didn't realize, but I use their metal palettes as well, and they sent me one. And I was like, okay, I already have 2 of these, and I got from Amazon. I had no idea. So it's always fun when you partner with a brand that is something you already love. And that was a little bit of a surprise for me. So if you guys are liking this video, guys, please make sure to subscribe if you don't already. And remember that I teach watercolor on Patreon. You can try it for 7 days free, and it's a bonus content place, and we have so much fun over there. You can check it out if you want. So we've got our centers in, and normally I'm tempted to add in 2, sometimes 3 layers. We're not doing that today. I'm gonna grab my sappy green, and I actually want to, I'm gonna grab some of this red and bring it over just to darken it up a little bit. And so now we've got some brown happening, but that brownish is going to mix with the green, and it's just gonna chill it out a little bit. It's a little bit more of a natural color. So I'm gonna grab some of that and just add in our really fun stems. So we've got 5, at least for now. Maybe I'll change it later. And I'm just going to kind of add in at an angle. This is a bouquet happening here, and I feel like having some angled stems might be really pretty. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna add in some foliage also, and I am just going to kind of be very loose with it. Dab my brush. This has a really beautiful point, this brush, and I'm just appreciating that so much, so I can get on some really nice marks on my paper for these beautiful leaves. Take some water, dab it on your paper towel, and you can just start to spread some of this foliage piece here. So we're just going really light. I want to create a little bit more balance in this painting because everything is kind of squished this side, which means I'm going to want to push out some more leaves from this side here. And just to make sure that that balance exists, and we're kind of getting closer to this side. I did think of adding in, some pretty buds or whatever, but I thought, we have to add in our lovely leaves, so might as well. Let's just do that balance with that. I'm always trying to figure out, where are we gonna put things? What's gonna make this really attractive to the eye? I'm gonna add in some green on that, and I'm just going really light and loose with these leaves, just kind of having a good time about it. And so I did these nice brush strokes here, and then I'm just kind of grabbing, you know, just drawing the paint down. So just some differences in the leaves that we're putting into our bouquet. So our bouquet is kind of this shape. It's almost a rectangle in a way, which, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit more here. It's like it's another, you know, side floral. This is just what I decided to do at this moment. It feels like it needed it. We're speaking of balance, right? If you want to add in a little bit more balance, a little bit more color, you could just do that dabbing, being very just loose about it, not thinking about it too much. Could make for some really pretty marks on your paper with your florals. I wasn't planning on doing this either, but sometimes you just got to go with what your gut is telling you, and that's what we're doing today. So that's kind of how I prefer to paint, just whatever I'm thinking it makes sense, and I encourage you to do the same if that works for you. A few little marks here, lines, dragging some points down, and all the things. So gratefulness. I hope that some things come to your mind that you can choose to be grateful about. I really hope that, you know, these videos help to increase your mental health in a positive way. We all struggle with mental health from time to time. We just don't always know how to speak about it or feel comfortable speaking about it. So that's my little encouragement for today. Take a deep breath, remind yourself you're having fun painting. Painting is supposed to be fun. If it feels stressful, remind yourself it's not supposed to be. That's not the point. The point is to have fun. So I'm going to do a little bit of splatter here, and we're going to call it a day, reminding you that if you want to check out the Meeden products and also get a 10% discount if you want to purchase something, click the links in the description and check them out, and all the things, guys. Don't forget about Patreon. Don't forget about painting for yourself, for your mental health, and that's our painting for today. All right, friends, I'm so glad you joined me for a conversation on being grateful, gratitude, as well as painting these simple peonies today. Let me know in comments what you thought. Do you like just having the one-layered quick florals, or do you prefer the ones with more details that take 2 or 3 layers and sometimes 30 minutes? Let me know in comments what is your favorite. Don't forget about Patreon, and I'll see you guys soon on the next video. Happy painting, happy mental health.